especially because we can look at our players, and neither of those two are newcomers. Okay, for a moment I thought it would say. Adresadini joined last MT, and mooware joined on MT 14. And yeah, this will be surprising if this works.
I guess these two are a little bit newer than I thought. mooware especially, they're around here a lot, really active in all kinds of things. They were really looking forward to all of the Games Too Jolly games that we played yesterday, for example. But yeah, MT14 wasn't all that long ago, so
yeah, and I feel
guess
like
it's not too surprising that they're blind to this game. Sorry?
Adresadini has joined a lot of blind races as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is a surprising one. This was in the pool. I'm like, this is going to get redrawn every single time because nobody will ever be blind to this.
There's a reason we put stuff like this in the pool, because even really popular stuff is people got blind spots to it.
I mean, wasn't there a few people who were blind to Super Mario World some time ago?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, we also recently had a blind race of The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. Like, yeah. Games are old, and while our community is also pretty old, there's plenty of people who were way too young when those games came out, and yeah,
didn't exist.
Yeah, or also like all of the classic games that the blind community really rallied around and sort of grew out of. All of the people who played all of those games over those years, not too many of them are sticking around and being our active players in something like Mystery Tournament, right? There's only a couple, NES Kamikaze and Withheld and Lightning and a couple others, but there's a lot of people who just heard about Mystery Tournament 2 years ago or whatever and joined, and even MTX was not all that long ago, who just never were around when these were big blind races.
Okay, looks like I'm having issues trying to crop things.
Oh, that's fun. I think I have access to this dashboard, so maybe I can actually help with this somehow.
Okay, it's back alive, kinda. Okay. The dashboard works way better for me on Firefox, except for cropping, but now that things loaded, it looks better, looks alright. Here, one less here. Alright, player 1 is almost done. Here we go. Now on to player 2.
Oh yeah, this game is some winning music. We definitely need to hear it. If anybody knows the history of this game, then you'll know what songs you expect to hear in this. And if you don't know the history of this game, well, don't worry, I'm here and I do know it. So this was the first game that I ever speedrun.
Oh. Alright, looks like we are ready to go. So let me just check who... Okay. I'm using mooware because he answered first. So, okay, we are switching over. Let me just check. Oh, okay, yeah, the stream is working for you too. We are switching over. We are playing Streemerz.
Super Strength Emergency Squad Zeta. Yeah, Streemerz is an old classic game. A lot of you out there probably have heard of the game Action 52 on the NES. A legendary kusoge on the NES. 52 awful games. Well, almost 52 because some of them don't even work. And one of the games on it is called Streemerz. It's a game where you're a little clown. You have a little grapple, and you need to climb onto ledges, and it doesn't work right. Now, a few years later, I think in like the late mid-2000s, people decided to have a project to remake all the games in the Action 52 collection and make them actual video games, called the Action 52 Owns project. And this is one of the games that came out of it. This is made by Mr. Podunkian. You may know from Merry Gear Solid or Merry Gear Solid 2 or a few other things. And he made Streemerz, and it turns into like an NES-style action platformer. And it got ported to NES as well later, which is what we're playing.
Okay, and looks like they are about to go. There we go.
Yeah, big thing about this game, you cannot jump. Your grapple will automatically pull you up, and you're going to use that to gain any vertical height in this game. It gives you quite a bit in this version, although I am more familiar with the original Flash version because that is what I speedrun mostly, because I actually don't like this port. I think it's kind of a not great port, because it kind of introduces a lot of random lag in a lot of places.
So the Action 51 is the original game?
Yes, this was originally a game in Action 52.
52, okay, okay.
It is completely different from this. Yeah, other than that, we're basically just going to be traversing vertically through a few levels, making some tricky platforming jumps, and just grappling our way through.
So is this the clown game, I believe, in Action 52? Because we had...
Yes.
Okay, we've raced Action 52, and I think I streamed that race. But yeah, mooware has a lead for now. But this game looks really hard.
Yeah, there are some rooms later in this game that get extremely hard.
So I won't be surprised at all if we see the leads changing constantly.
You may also see some bags of cash everywhere. Those are optional pickups. If you speedrun the superior category, 16 bags of cash, you'll get them. Any percent sucks. Don't at me. It's true.
Just a lot of deaths in this room over and over from mooware real quick.
Yeah, this game is real hard. It doesn't look very difficult, but the grapple controls kind of awkwardly. At least I feel in this version. It has extension time. It's not like instant, and it's actually quite long of an extension time. It takes it a while.
It takes as long as the hook takes to move to a wall, right?
Yes.
Okay, so it kind of makes sense. Oh no, mooware advanced, but there's still no checkpoint inside.
Yeah, the checkpoints are kind of rare in this game at times. They do give you quite a lot. They give you all that you need. The only like real checkpoint non-heavy section is the very end, which will be interesting.
Okay. The Adresadini finally passed over that further hazard and onto the next screen. Goddamn.
We're getting done in by a single bouncing ball. Has found the timing to get under it the first time, and so yeah, seems like getting over it was actually easier than getting under.
Yeah, that's going to be the case. You kind of need to make a choice in this game. Do I want to go over or under a lot of things? That's how you generally want to approach it.
Yeah, well,
usually under
to do both in sequence.
Oh,
I like you can mash the hell out of this grapple to, like, if you're near a wall or whatever, like you can just fly up the wall. If there's a ceiling, you can just kind of like move all along the ceiling. As long as you're just really aggressive with these grapples.
Yeah, you can mash it, but not too fast. If you do too fast, it actually it also has a startup time like right next to it, so it still takes time to grapple up a wall, even if you're directly right next to it.
You can interrupt your own grapple with another grapple?
Yes.
I see.
oh,
That
okay.
happens way too often.
Ink surfaces likely cannot be grappled to.
No, it is only the walls. Just anything that isn't pink.
Adresadini almost made quite a lot of time by making this either first or first few tries, but then died right before the checkpoint.
Clown with the deadly pies.
Yeah, this game will actually count each time you die and how you die too, and it'll tell you it in the credits. It'll say like how many times you got pied, how many times you got clown, how many times you got bald.
It looks like it's almost like Contra, where once you jump and you're like moving in the air, you can turn around and move the other way, but like you can't go neutral again.
Yeah, you cannot.
Okay.
You are playing TPC.
Yeah. This is yet another game I could farm in my sleep.
There was a reason those keyboards was clacking away the whole time.
Now it makes perfect sense.
So actually on the screen that Adresadini's on, there's a little secret, a bug in the NES version. The room to the next section is in the next screen, but the hitbox is also on the top left of the screen.
Oh.
So you can just press up when you're right there and you'll go right in. Oh no, mooware's going for the cash! I guess once the checkpoint. This screen is kind of scary. I guess it's not a bad checkpoint to get. You don't need it. Yeah, that's part where mooware's at is kind of awkward. You can do that little maneuver, or you kind of want to move farther away first. That's the more safe way to do it.
What even is there to grapple to where mooware's trying to go?
So if you go on the left side, there's a little overhang next to a bunch of balls, and you can go there. Mooware wants the cash, though. Getting off of here after you get the cash is really hard, by the way. Don't do that.
You can just do a jump basically if you're standing
that works.
next to a little wall like that.
I've never tried that before. I didn't even know you could do that.
All right, checkpoint and some money to boot, and then off to the next checkpoint. Well done by mooware.
Adresadini is getting close though.
Yeah, it looked pretty grim, I thought, early on, but is technically only one checkpoint back.
Yeah, we'll see if Adresadini skips that checkpoint on the next room. He may save some time by avoiding all the dangers on the right side of that room.
Yeah, getting around the right side is a little hard. It's to the point where I didn't even know you could do it. Of course, I'm used to doing it because the category that I speedrun was mostly 16 bags, where we get all the cash too, and you have to do that for the cash. There's a huge skip in this room that you can do moowares in, where you can actually grapple right on the corner of that block on the right, and you have just enough height to grab the ceiling.
Mooware realizes it's not going to work, trying to go along the bottom.
Yeah, this grapple is real tight, falling from the ceiling. The gravity in this version is different from the Flash version, so it's a lot harder to make grapples like this. But in turn, there's some tricks that are much harder on this version, some that are easier. There we go.
It's really annoying that the end of your grapple is like falling with you as it extends upwards. There was no checkpoint that mooware hit, so...
Nope.
Needs...
There, got in the door.
Okay.
The doors are always checkpoints, so...
And Adresadini still here on this checkpoint. This took mooware a while.
Yeah, this is probably the biggest early game hurdle, is this checkpoint. Just this first jump is really awkward. I like to grapple off the right side of the top there and grab it while I'm falling. I think the angle is easier to hit. And then when you hit the block, like when you grapple up to it, you can grapple again while you're on the ceiling. I find that a lot easier.
Big thing is that you don't really want to be up top, on top of the clown. Like, you want to grapple off the block and then pull away to give yourself enough distance to grapple to the ceiling.
Oh, we're trying to go around the right side of this room. That's a lot harder.
Oh, I love these background elements that you can just grapple to. It's basically like you can. It's like swimming. It's like any game that lets you hit the A button to swim in water. Like as long as there's diamonds around, it just becomes that.
Yep. Here's a place that I even skipped casually. I've never done this room as intended. If you grapple up the left side of the wall, you have just enough height to grab that ceiling. I legitimately don't even know what the right side of this room looks like.
I'm seeing it now.
There we go, makes that. There's a checkpoint here. Don't get caught by the fire. The cycles are also completely different on the Flash and NES version. So when you get here on the NES version, you can just hold right, and you'll make it right through that flame every time. But on the Flash version, it's a very tight cycle skip in order to skip something on the pie. Barely missed that checkpoint.
Going back to Adresadini,
it just basically let you jump. It just becomes a normal game at that point.
Going back to Adresadini's screen. He was on the next room for a moment. Do you grapple to the left and then as soon as you jump to the ceiling?
That's the fastest way to do it, yeah.
Oh gosh, that looks so hard.
It's actually really easy. You just grapple, what you do is there's the block that's like floating. You grab that, as soon as you grab it, you just hold left and grapple and you'll grab it every time. And then you just hold right. It's a lot harder in 16 bags. Any percent is a lot easier in this game. There we go, mooware going outside now. Now we're introduced to breakable blocks. I hope mooware doesn't try and go up because there's just a bag of cash there.
Oh, fell down into a checkpoint.
This jump is really hard on the NES version. This one is so much easier on the Flash version because the gravity changes. But you kind of want to stall on the left wall first. I don't even know if it's possible if you just hold right. It is on the Flash version. But you just kind of want to stall on the wall there and then just, you can barely make it. It's really tight.
Oh, Adresadini is going off that top right corner, like you said, in this room, and connected with the top left ceiling after multiple tries, but needed to like get the left side of it in order to actually clear the gap. Yeah, there it is again.
Or you need to grapple again as soon as you hit the ceiling.
Yeah.
Oh.
So your gravity resets.
And now I see what's so weird about the grapple that you mentioned before. The grapple moves diagonally with you. It's not like, oh, I'll grapple that tile. No, you'll grapple, and as you keep moving, your grapple will keep moving.
Here's going to be a hard screen for mooware. You're going to need to grab these breakable blocks. Ooh, nice. The only problem is if you land on that third block, you're actually almost stuck, basically. If you're casually playing this, you're probably stuck. There we go, gets through that. That was very fast. That screen is kind of hard. Because in a speedrun, you just go for it. There's also a little tricky maneuver on these little rings. Because you can't hit these breakable blocks directly from below, it's not the right angle.
I wonder why they're so picky like that.
It's just the hitbox of your grapple is not, it doesn't fly directly below you. Now we're gonna fall a lot.
And Moo was like, saw this platforming challenge, and then was like, wait, why is there a hole at the bottom of the room? And opted to
Here's the hardest room in the
drop
game.
down.
This is by far the hardest room in the entire game. It's called Orange Room. You need to make an extremely precise jump on the left side of this room, fit in between these two, and still have enough time to grapple. I would wager that we could easily see players stuck here for minutes. Because we have seen speedrunners get stuck here for minutes.
It's just kind of a Hail Mary, huh? You just kind of like
It's
drop
real
through the
hard.
gap and hit the button as you fall, and either you hit it at the right time or you didn't.
It's even harder on the NES version, too. Although the cycles are positioned better on the NES version. If you just hold right in the NES version, like, the cycles just line up perfectly. They're a lot harder to time on the Flash version. I was Adresadini trying to go for fast strats. Well, you can't go that way, so it won't work.
Oh, so you can cancel and like jump out of a grapple at any point during the grapple?
Yes. If you release it, you just jump.
Oh, this is easier than I thought then. I'm not sure why people have been having so much trouble with it. Like this room Adresadini's on. Like you just grapple that block above the clown, release a little bit early and hold right, and then face left and grapple the top above it.
Yeah, it's a little tight on the NES version because
it's a little
like
tight, but I don't know.
it's a trick that's actually different in the Flash and the NES version. In the NES version, you will always grapple like the same direction that you're facing, and it won't change your momentum. At least I've never found a way to do it in the NES version, but in the Flash version, you can actually grapple the opposite way from your momentum, but it's like a very tight frame perfect trick.
At least the first part of the fire room is like pretty consistent.
Oh, it's 2 frame in a pixel window. I didn't know it was that tight.
Oh, I guess you can't just mash in the corner thoughtlessly. You gotta be in some sort of rhythm to stay alive while you wait for the fire below you. There's that checkpoint. It's actually pretty easy to hit that checkpoint if you realize that your grapple will connect with something even though it's 1 block high and you're standing right next to it.
Yeah, you just kind of tap, wait for you, wait to jump up, then just tap right, and you'll get there.
The thing is, it looks scary.
Oh, this is an awkward situation for Adresadini, because when you're on top of this block, you can't go anywhere. Oh, I think it's a little late to start a prediction, but I do want to start a poll.
I'm surprised this game was such a hit in the blind racing community when it's got rooms like the room mooware is on right now.
Right?
It's hard. I don't know why. This is why the Flash version is superior, because this room is easier.
I'm never really a fan of anything like this where you're not really... I don't know, there's just like a window, and there's not really any great way to set up like a visual cue or anything. Like, you just have to spend the time doing it over and over until you either get lucky or you're like honing in on it through some kind of like attempt to build up muscle memory in the race. Like, I don't know, it's fuzzy.
Yeah, nobody likes this room.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, mooware gets it, but you do have to clear this little section for a checkpoint.
Oh no.
Right. Don't spoil it
went
now.
too late.
Oh my god. You know, GFM's got a thing on Discord you can watch.
Oh yeah.
Be all synced up. Well, did mooware learn the timing? Wow, actually hit it on the very next try, so yeah, maybe that wasn't a fluke. Maybe mooware kind of really dialed in on something there.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Maurice. I was watching your fancy commentator view, you know, the thing that you worked really hard on.
Yeah, it depends.
There's also another thing on Adresadini's side that's interesting. He's thinking like this, is that the block that's floating, you can grapple onto like the corner of it, and you have just enough height to grab the ceiling from there. If you're in 16 bags, that's actually the strategy that you use, which is the superior category. So
mooware's back to just throwing his body into this orange room over and over. Adresadini has figured out that if you can land those grapples on the thing right in front of you, just at your feet. So I think it's going to be hitting that checkpoint pretty soon.
Yeah, the thing is, how much do you fly forward after you jump? Because
a lot.
Yeah, he's having some issues doing just enough, moving enough forward to do just a single tile.
Yeah, I mean, I assume you can wiggle back left and right. Like, it's not fun or comfortable, but...
the key thing is, don't hold a button as you're grappling, and you'll just jump straight up, and then just tap right as you're falling. Like, don't tap it on the way up.
Even if you do find yourself moving, though, you can wiggle to kind of stay where you want to stay, right?
Yeah, you can. That's... I think that's used at some... I guess it's used for, like, when you're falling down outside. In that giant fall, there's actually a bag of cash on the wall. Which is... You can get it while you're falling and still fall. Like, it's extremely precise, but it's, like, the coolest thing ever if you get it.
Oh, it's really frustrating that mooware is hitting the hard grapple and then failing afterwards. It's like you don't even expect to get it, so he's like reacting to when he actually gets it instead of like assuming he's gonna get it. Alright.
We're going really late. Key thing is you want to grapple as soon as the ball hits the ceiling. There you go, checkpoint. That's huge. That's easily the hardest part of this entire game.
Yeah, but these, the players don't even know it's like the hard part, right? Like, so maybe mooware's feeling like, God damn, I must be so far behind now.
Oh, I think I might have spoiled it because my race comment said first try orange room.
I don't know if I'd know which room was the orange room, even though there's, most of the game is
don't go down.
Is orange.
Down is just a bag of cash. There's nothing here.
You got like some wrong way stuff too? Man. Okay. So Adresadini's got this checkpoint. He's now trying to figure out how to go over.
Also, superiority of the Flash version, this cycle skip on this clown gown mooware screen is easier. Because of how the gravity works. You just fall right in the hole immediately. It's still hard, but... No, mooware, what are you doing? There's just a bag of cash. There's no exits on the screen.
To be fair, you can see pretty quickly. Oh no.
Maybe you just wanted the checkpoint.
There's nothing here. We're going for all the cash?
Just not, is focusing on the challenge presented by the level design instead of, like, seeing the level for everything that it really is, It's not really thinking about navigation, it's thinking about platforming.
Well, it's gonna be all for naught because mooware missed the cache outside, so... and the first one as soon as you get outside on the ceiling. That one's also really hard to get on this version.
Adresadini having some trouble getting anything going at the start here.
Well, mooware got the cache. Good job.
Now he's confused.
There was you didn't look at the left half of the screen up here. There's even arrows pointing.
I mean, to be fair, every room in this game have arrows, and they don't feel relevant.
Yeah, these arrows are saying go left, and there's nothing there.
Well, there's the bag of cash there.
Great.
Imagine not going for 100% myth. Come on. That's the whole point of this game. I think it's actually a holdover from Action 52, because they had a bunch of these blocks in Action 52.
When you grapple to something, is there something preventing you from turning around right away?
No. You can turn around the exact frame that you grapple.
Adresadini just
as long as you let go
into this electric thing up here. Like,
I mean, he
never pulls away to the right.
Okay, he did this 2 times in a row, at least.
Yeah, he's actually doing a thing where he's intentionally hitting the block and lining, like, getting aligned with the wall, and then letting himself go straight up and then over.
Oh, there we go, tangible progress for Adresadini.
Alright.
That's a big checkpoint. Boomer's going for all the cash! What are you doing?
Okay, I can do it 1 second.
Right, I guess this room forces you to think about canceling your grapples.
This part on mooware is really neat. You have to like vertically climb, so you have to grab, then hold right and realign, and then just climb your way up.
Yeah, I'm seeing it here too, where I feel like mooware should stand on the right, grapple left, break it early, and then hold right. And kind of jump up to the right.
Yep.
But, like, it's just not happening there, right? Like that, right? Like, okay.
And then if you're not holding a direction, you just go straight up. So, making this so much harder than it needs to be. If you're really cool, you can do a really cool cycle skip right here, where you grab both the blocks and just fall straight down. Another trick that's much easier on the NES version.
Checkpoint for mooware, pretty easy. Adresadini as well, onto some new stuff.
Can you jump from the top of that right corner onto the ceiling and grapple onto the ceiling? Okay.
That's the speed strat. It's also harder in the NES version. This screen is also real hard on mooware's side. This little turnaround fall it's very tight.
That looks awful.
Yet another one that is more difficult on the NES version because of the gravity change.
Mooware gets
But we're not done. Do not go for the cash. Trying to get that cash without a death is very hard.
At least this room Adresadini is on is like teaching you about what it's like to just kind of like fall down and then grapple the ceiling as you're falling. So you do have a chance to build up a little bit of that skill you need in that horrible orange room.
Okay, there's a checkpoint on this right side. and you probably want to grab it. This next room is actually pretty easy, but like if you just kind of get lost, you can definitely take some deaths. In the Flash version, this next room actually has the hardest trick in the entire game, but in this version they made it really easy.
Oh, Adresadini barely finds the ceiling there. I actually missed them dying. I thought it was like a home run once you're... Alright, it's in the door.
No, mooware, just grab the wall! I want to see the players like spam grapples on the walls more. Just like jump a lot. Just like mash it.
Yeah.
There you go, grab the checkpoint. Alright, without dying, this is really hard because the blocks respawn whenever you die. It is doable without dying. Especially on this version. Oh, there we go.
Oh wow, the screen scrolls up.
Yeah, you know, stop going for the cash!
Yeah, well, I didn't get to see too much of the screen and probably was thinking, you know, had their eyes ready at the top of the screen for when they came back down rather than looking at the bottom of the next screen.
Okay, we are almost at the end. This is another very hard jump, especially on this version.
You have to grapple through those
it's just
orange
tight.
things. That's horrible.
Oh, you can do that? Oh, I didn't even realize that. You just do 2 grapples, you grab the second block. You don't grab it too early so you don't fly into the balls. This one is real hard. This is like ultimate run killer right here, because it's right at the very end too. Because the ending section of this game is very easy in comparison to the rest.
I thought that one was going to be it, but it was just came up on the left side of the block. There we go.
There you go. Yeah, I remember having a run during our Streemerz event, like the race event, and I was like tied with my sum of best going into there. And then I just died immediately, and I didn't hit the checkpoint. So this last section, it will redo the whole section. There are no checkpoints here. And it is a race with this dude. We're in time attack mode, so we don't get any cutscenes. But there's like a whole story and everything to this game.
You actually got to be ahead of this guy?
Yes, if you do not get to the end first, you die.
Wow.
Gosh.
He's kind of slow, though.
He's distracting is what he is.
Yeah, there are some points where you can easily outspeed him. Because he kind of climbs walls really slow. I hate this room. This room, you can skip half a cycle on that clown at the bottom. But it's so much harder in this version.
Checkpoint for Adresadini.
The thing I want to see mooware doing is you can also climb up the right side of this wall, and you just like skip this whole screen. A lot of my strats for running this game I actually just found casually, and I just kept doing them like that one. Also, if you recognize the music right now, it's a remix of the Cheetah Men theme. It's actually a different remix from the Flash version's music.
Like
Moower's playing this slow and careful, but I don't know if that's a great idea when it's a race.
Yeah, the guy's not even on screen. There he is. He just paused and waited a little bit.
The only problem is there's only one screen left.
So is Moower just gonna die all of a sudden and not even really know why? Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. It was during like a screen transition too, so it probably didn't even... It was probably like, oh, I guess I didn't see what killed me, sort of thing. I mean, might not even know that like, oh, I need to be faster than this guy. Well, is being more aggressive, so maybe they do.
So especially in section like this where it's just like the walls, you can definitely go really fast. You kind of have to learn how to like do the timings where you just spam up walls like that.
Do you get any horizontal speed from grappling?
No.
Okay.
All speed is equivalent in this game horizontally.
No idea what's killing me, says mooware. Yeah, sometimes these old pastebins don't got everything.
Yeah, I looked at every pastebin for this game and not a single one mentioned it, so I'm like, you know what? I won't either. Although this is actually ArcBlitz's sub, not the backup version. This is obviously a backup game. This has been in like 8 MTs at this point.
Oh, it looked like mooware was gonna go across the bottom and on the right side.
You just grab the wall right there. Bam, you just skip this whole room.
To be fair, it could just be a dude trying to escape, not a race. So I can see that as well.
Yeah, I mean, a race is weird. Like, everything's exploding. I would think survival was the thing, right?
Yeah.
Well, this is the evil guy, so...
Oh, yeah, and that's totally apparent.
Well, yeah, I mean, look at him. This is why we should have played the main game mode, not time attack mode, so we get all the cutscenes. They're all in, like, bad English, too.
A prisoner or something, because he doesn't even have his clothes. It's like he's the guy you were here to save, and now you're escaping together. That was my take on it.
Yeah.
I believe it's a redraw of a sprite from Action 52, actually. I think almost everything in this game is.
Okay, there.
Well, that guy's super fast up the wall. mooware couldn't handle that. Oh, left behind the dust.
He slows down on the next screen. It also does show you how to clear that room. You want to go up the right side and then jump. If you go up the left side, I don't think you have enough room to do it.
Okay, that's fair.
That's another tense room in a speedrun, because you want to go really fast, and you can go really fast if you want.
The music is so intense. It's lacking like an entire...
Channel.
Yeah.
It doesn't have any, like, percussion in it.
Yeah, the explosion sounds are taking up the noise channel the whole time.
Oh, that's why.
And then it could be using the... What is it? PCM or whatever? Sunsoft would put a lot of bass and drums on there. That's what made their stuff sound so groovy.
You try to grapple slightly after the final boss grapples. Do you die on the clown? Like, if you see the boss grappling and then you grapple.
You would probably be too slow, yeah. It'd probably
Okay.
have switched directions by then. You can skip a cycle there. You can actually skip, like, 1.5 if you're really good.
The downside with mashing your way up the wall is that it's kind of unclear.
You need to slow down at the end.
Yeah, like where your last grapple is, and whether or not it's high enough or not, you know, or low enough. It's gotta it's gonna be in the sweet spot. And Adresadini has yet to get this tricky falling section with these crumbling blocks. This is tough. This is one of these. A thing I've realized about platformers in a couple of the games I've seen race lately is that there's just like, when a platformer hits a certain level of difficulty, like either you got the skill to do it, Adresadini does it, or you don't. And it's very, very hard to develop the skill to get through it during the race.
I can agree with that, but I think it's also part of endurance, of being able to keep trying until you succeed and find the next checkpoint. Because like, I don't think I would ever be able to finish, let's say, Celeste Firewall without dying. But I can beat that if I take like more than 1 hour just trying and dying. Way more than 1 hour and dying way too many times. But yeah, that's
This
not
is definitely
really...
an endurance game.
Yeah, but that's not that feasible in a race. There's also that.
Right, like we don't... A lot of races against a lot of opponents are over before endurance becomes even a factor.
Yeah.
This is the game for the giant troop of players out there. The real endurance tourney.
Oh no, is it the orange room now? Yeah.
Yep.
Here we go.
Here we go, mooware skipping the cycle. Yes, this is what I wanted to see. Because if you maintain an even pace, this guy goes like really slow at some points. You can easily outspeed him. And then you just have to make this last jump.
Alright, squeeze it out.
Grapple and hold left, and you'll make it. And then you gotta make it to the spaceship.
Where's the spaceship?
no.
Oh my god!
Slow.
Oh my god!
Mooware's not spamming grapple up walls. It's losing so much time everywhere.
Yeah, but it was also the first time he'd ever seen the screen. He didn't know what to expect, didn't know what threats were going to be there.
Okay, see, Adresadini said in chat, I think I found the orange room.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is why the Flash version is superior. Too bad I can't sub it to Mystery Tournament instead.
Mooware,
Now Mooware can do this.
ahead.
Oh, didn't get a high enough jump. Was too late.
Tiny bit too low.
This jump is also easier on the Flash version. I have such a eidetic memory of that version just because of how much I played it.
Yeah, I was really wondering if that was easier or harder on the Flash version. Definitely.
Yeah. I have like 10,000 attempts in the Flash version or something on 16 bags. Which is, and I still have a bad time.
It's just gonna be here, I guess. And it'll be a question of how long we're gonna be there with him. Because definitely Mooware's gonna get this any moment now.
I'm surprised, after the start of the race, how long this race has taken.
Yeah, I'm curious about like previous blind times for this. My first blind playthrough was 16 bags. I never did a blind 80%, so
That one
I
guy
wouldn't know.
was blind, wasn't he?
Yes.
Okay, he took 36.
36.
Okay,
Yeah,
I have to find a blind race of this first.
I guess there are a lot of SRL races of non
Here you go.
blind times.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's the other mode. Let's see. Pika Pals 2728. Julian 2801. Dragon C0 3557. So yeah, this is like pretty much average actually.
Yeah, those are
Some girl 55.
those are some names I would associate with, you know, some of the lower times
oh,
coming in at like 35 minutes or whatever, right?
Yeah,
So,
Just Defend 35 minutes. That's a name I would expect to be good at this game.
yeah.
This Cheetahman song is just, I don't know, it just sounds wrong.
I like the idea of you know, taking that sort of like infamous bad song from a bad game and then you know, playing off of people's memory of it, the homage to the game's origins, and then actually turning it into something cool for your big finale. Love the idea. Execution wise, I don't put some percussion on it, probably.
It sounds better in the Flash version, honestly. Although the Flash version is just like a direct port of the song with some extra stuff. This one is like a complete remix. I wonder who did the music for this. It was whoever did the NES port. Oh, I should actually link that in chat because of course this is homebrew, so this is freeware.
More try for this final jump for mooware. A little bit too low, it's tight. Moore's missed it too low like 3 or 4 times now. Hasn't really missed it too high. So if you can recognize that, then you get a pretty clear sense that like, and you know where you need to kind of shift what you're aiming for.
Yeah, it looks like you need to be careful so that you don't hit there's a ball on the ceiling as well, but like you can cut it really close on it. Oh, the cycle skip! We're so cool!
Well, a little bit too slow on the grapple button. Adresadini was pretty close that time.
So just refreshing my memory, if you cancel your grapple, do you fall like vertically or do you move?
If you're not holding a direction, you will fall vertically.
Okay.
Okay. If it's not a midair one. If it's midair, you'll retain whatever momentum you had.
Alright, so you can't just in big air quotes, but just grapple another, cancel your grapple to fall between those two things and then grapple the other way. Alright.
Yeah, not if it's midair. Only if it's grounded. Well, I'm sorry I can't stick around for the end of this race. One thing I do want to see... Oh, I couldn't see the poll results. I missed the poll results for how many deaths the winner will have. But I'm holding up a fantasy game draft right now, so... I'll sadly have to miss the end of Streemerz.
Alright. Thank you so much.
It's okay, this will get drawn again. It'll get redrawn because nobody's blind to it.
I mean, technically, I still haven't played this, so...
Well, maybe you could draw it.
I don't think that having watched this would help me that much.
No, it wouldn't. See if... No, but that doesn't work, Moore. You had a winning strategy.
Yeah, well, it was a winning strategy that worked 1 out of like 7 or 8 times or something, so... Oh, Adresadini!
Oh
has a
no,
chance.
but... Oh no.
My god. Yeah, you gotta grapple when it's up because of the travel time. Alright, I'm leaving.
Alright, thanks. Oh, imagine getting through this room and dying before reaching the checkpoint.
Yeah, I mean, the timing on the bouncing balls is like kind of misleading, right? We saw both players die there. I think it's probably pretty likely that it's going to happen. mooware knows the final room now. Guy isn't even anywhere on screen even. 4834 is the time Mooware just says, "Argh."
I wouldn't be surprised if that were his comment, honestly.
So Adresadini is here. There is another match coming up. Oh wow, there are so many people trapped and stuff right now. Yeah, it was scheduled for 8 minutes ago, so we'll see what happens there.
Oh gosh, yeah, I didn't see that until now. Oh, Streemerz is there. And this is supposed to be his match against
Mid-boss.
Mid-boss. Alright.
Alright, so we're joined by Mooware. Hello.
Hey.
You said ugh when you finished, so how are you feeling?
Especially the last part really soured me on the game. Before that I thought, well, it's challenging, but it's pretty fun. Oh, I see Adresadini is also in that one room. Is that the orange room?
Yeah, that's
that was the orange room.
Yeah, that's also a big obstacle. But that last chase sequence, that's the worst. I can see why it's popular. It kind of reminds me of Lawnmower actually, because it's also this homebrew that's pretty technical to play, but it's also kind of a shit post of a game.
Well, I don't know about that in terms of Lawnmower. It's
I don't know. Those are two very different kinds of games.
Well, now I'm just trying to think, like, what is the definition of a shit post? Like, there's something
Adventure
about
Ball. Adventure Ball is a shit post. I love that game, but
no,
it
I
is.
think Adventure Ball was made as the creator tried to make a regular game, whereas especially with Streemerz, the creator made a meme basically.
There's something about a shit post that is like the person who does it doesn't care. There's no, they're not trying to be smart about what they're doing. They just put it out there. I don't know if I would say that applies. We're here with Adresadini as well.
Hello.
Hello.
You found the orange room.
Yes. Yeah, I was so close to beating it too, but the checkpoint wasn't there, so I just rushed.
Yeah, that's terrible. That they so it's a 2-frame window you have to hit that grapple when you fall down between those two things. First of all. And then when you finally do it, there's no checkpoint on the other screen until you do some stuff.
It seemed pretty easy, like you just had to jump over some balls, but yeah.
Is there like falling acceleration? I thought if I don't immediately jump down but try to steady myself on the left wall, it might be a bit easier.
Yeah, I bet probably.
There is some acceleration, but every time I try to use the left wall, I just fell into the balls at the end. Because too many inputs, too small brain. Yeah.
Wonder if you earn yourself an extra frame window or something on it if you do that though. So talk to me about, I don't know, you were playing it for like 50 minutes or something, so like, did you notice getting more comfortable with the controls continuously over that period, or did it still feel really weird and alien even at the end of it, or what?
I think
You go ahead.
Okay.
You won the race.
I think my improvements with the game topped out at like the first 15 or 20 minutes. When I noticed
Okay.
stuff like, oh, you can jump in place and you don't have to move left or right. You can basically climb straight up. But yeah, I think beyond that, it got harder, but I don't think I really improved that much. It's just trial and error. It's just remembering what the room wants from you.
Yeah, like after that clown room where the first time you see a clown shooting at you, like I spent a good 5-10 minutes in that room. After I
that's a tough
have got
room.
past that, after I got past that, I don't think I learned much more. I got pretty comfortable with the mechanics. It's still a hard game, but I'm going to beat it at one point. At the last frames of the stream, I quick saved to continue. But,
I see. That's good.
but yeah, today no, my eyes are hurting. Staring too much at the screen.
Seen enough orange for today. Well, the ending is also orange with a bunch of distracting explosions. And a distracting guy, too. Like, it seemed frustrating
didn't
enough.
even explain what's going on there. I thought I had freed someone and I'm helping them escape. But then I just died randomly without any indication why. And then I got, oh, it's a race, it's a time limit.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I was saying that, to me, that's what the situation read as well. So that we were talking in chat about, like, you know, this is like an old game with an old... every paste bin for this game, this was a new submission for this tournament specifically, but we were wondering, like, you know, should there have been a paste bin note clarifying what was going on at the end? And people were kind of weighing in, and it did not read as a race to me, at least, so I'm with you on that one.
Definitely one of the meaner MT submissions, I think, but at least because there's no hard game overs and reasonably regular checkpoints, I think it works out.
I think if this game came out, the people that would play it on Steam, they like it's not so too hard. It's just unforgivable in some instances, like with frame windows and stuff.
Yeah,
I would definitely buy it.
So I was familiar with this game's sort of position in our community, right? Like it was a big hit as a blind race, and then a bunch of people kept going and speedrunning it, right? And so I've heard everything about it, and I've seen some gameplay and some speedruns and stuff. And it was a surprise even that it got played, you know, because we were like, who's left who hasn't played it yet? But when finally, like, really getting down and watching a blind race of it, I was surprised at there's some rooms where you can just, like, go the wrong way and it's a dead end, or here's this one jump that really, really sucks, and guess what? There's like 4 of them in the run, right? Like, it's definitely some rough edges on it.
Well, it's like a remake of an Action 52 game, so I think those were left intentionally.
Yeah, like when I saw the name, I was like, I definitely know Streemerz from somewhere. I remember they became being like, what is Streemerz? Angry video game nerd. And then I searched and I was like, oh, that's why. Yeah, it's a fun surprise. The game is actually quite good. I like it.
Well, that's what we like to hear around here. And now you know what Streemerz is. So there's that. I don't remember what match.
Losers won, I lost.
Oh no!
Oh,
See, this is. I was
no.
worried that was the case, so I didn't want to be like, "Hey, are you eliminated from the tournament?" And then you would be like, "Yes," but I guess that's
Yes.
exactly what happened. Did you have fun in Mystery Tournament 16?
I had fun. More than in 15, even though in 15 I got to losers too. The games were better. Like, the winners won, I won last year because it was a stupid game that nobody liked. Then TPC, I guess, because he submitted it.
He was on
And-
commentary with us, by the way, too,
Oh.
so you just missed him.
Oh, no, not TPC. Polari, I think, submitted that one.
Oh, okay, sure.
But TPC played it. I watched all the VODs, so I remember commentary from the race.
Well,
But this year, yeah, I got an arcade game that was quite fun. And this game, which I'll definitely finish at one point if I don't forget or life gets in the way.
All right then.
All
Mooware,
right.
you're moving on. You're staying alive in the tournament.
Yeah, I just checked, and mooware is moving on to face Sephiroth's Shadow.
Alright.
So Sorry?
I just said all right.
Oh. Yeah, so I don't know, Sephiroth Shadow did make a drawing of the Lawnmower game. So let's see if we, regardless of who wins the next race, if we get another drawing from him.
Yeah, moderators better pull a good game so we can get some good fan art.
Yeah. But yeah.
All right.